Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and it's still October, and I'm still attempting to make your Halloween season good, and failing miserably at it. So yeah, last year I reviewed Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, and wondered why New Line Cinema would supposedly kill off Jason in the first Friday the 13th movie they ever made. Now I realize what obviously inspired their decision. 2 years earlier, they released Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare. It was supposed to be the last Nightmare on Elm Street film, and it made a lot of cash because of that. According to the poster, they saved the best for last. We'll see about that. Let's watch. The film begins with some backstory explaining that it's 10 years from now, which is actually 1999, and that all the kids in Freddy's hometown of Springwood are currently worm food. Except one kid, according to evidence. I'm not sure what evidence, but there's evidence apparently. Then we cut to a plane flying in a thunderstorm. I wonder if William Shatner is on board. I'd like you to meet this nameless teen who looks like he's constipated. I'd probably be making those faces too if I was in his shoes, yet everybody looks pretty chill on this plane. Okay, I'm just going to assume you haven't seen any of these movies before or know about the basic premise of this series. If that's the case, something like this isn't going to make any sense to you at all. Yeah, so this guy is clearly having a nightmare concocted by Freddy Krueger. He's known to do that. The kid quote-unquote wakes up, though he finds himself in a falling house. That's definitely not something you see while you're awake. Usually.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul, too.
I hate the fact that this was how they introduced Freddy in this movie. They're a parody of the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. It just seems like he should have a grander entrance for what was supposed to be his last movie ever. After the house lands, this boy finds himself on Elm Street before Freddy's infamous home. He hightails it out of there, tripping over shit, and then proceeds to fall down a hill for about a minute. It seems like it will never end, yet somehow it does. Eventually, this guy finds himself in the middle of a road where he gets hit by a bus driven by Freddy that sends him flying back into consciousness. I feel like I'm describing a Looney Tunes short. In the city, the police spot him in an alley and decide to take him to a youth shelter for no reason. I guess due process doesn't exist in the Nightmare on Elm Street universe. A doctor here named Maggie Burroughs examines the boy and finds that he has amnesia. He doesn't even remember his own name.
All I know is that wherever I'm from, I was the last.
The last what?
Survivor.
Plus, he's quite the night owl because he refuses to get any sleep. Well, Maggie decides to take John Doe to Springwood because he had a newspaper clipping from there or something. The point is, it might jog the poor boy's memory. So they head out into the Mystery Machine on their little field trip. And you know what? A few other psychos from the youth shelter decided to tag along. Awesome. They arrive at Springwood, Freddy's hometown, and everyone here is nuttier than squirrel shit.
Oh, what beautiful, adorable children! Would you like to come and live with us?
It's been so long since we've had children in the house. So long. This time I swear it'll be different. This time I'll be careful and I'll hide you better so that he'll never find you.
I guess all of the teens and kids getting killed really messed with them, but what about the adults who live here and didn't have kids? Are they crazy too? Or did they just move or something? It seems like the smart thing to do, actually. Maggie and John start exploring on foot while the others do some driving. The duo checks out a school where they find a teacher educating non-existent students. I think this is an accurate depiction of the American education system. They discover here that Freddy spawned a child in the 60s. Somehow this information is relevant to them, so they leave. The kids make a stop in a totally harmless neighborhood and decide to break into a totally harmless house in order to get some sleep. I think we all know where this is going. Carlos rests his eyes and I guess is warped to Cleveland. It's here that he meets his mama and she greets him lovingly. Then she threatens to clean out his ears with the longest cotton swab I have ever seen. Well, it's really Freddy, and he pretty much bitches up Carlos's hearing. You'd think that having something stabbed through your head would kill you in the real world. Then again, the rules of these movies are pretty vague. Now that Carlos can't hear, this gives Freddy a chance to finally say all of his dark secrets to someone. Or maybe he's just yelling really loud.
Give me my hearing back!
Freddy decides to be nice for a change and gives Carlos his hearing aid, with a few improvements. Now he has super hearing! Though I think it also hurts his brain, but you have to make trade-offs. The littlest of sounds are like hornets buzzing around in Carlos's head, so Freddy puts his claws on a chalkboard gag to use. This results in Carlos's head exploding like a water balloon.
Nice hearing from you, Carlos.
In the real world, Carlos has disappeared, so Tracy looks for him. This leaves us with Spencer, the shaggy of the group, who's toking up. Eventually he nods off, probably dreaming of Cheetos. Maggie and John show up at a local orphanage to find any information about his past. For some reason, John comes to the conclusion that he's Freddy's son.
No. It's me. I'm his kid.
Doesn't really make sense, because it would mean he's in his late 30s, but whatever. Tracy drives up and gives Maggie and John a lift to the Krueger house. Back at the house, Spencer wakes up to an anti-drugs PSA starring Oprah Johnny Depp, who became a blood fountain in the first movie.
All right, once again, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Questions?
Of course, Freddy returns to kill this buzzkill and warp Spencer through some trippy colors into a video game. The game mostly involves Spencer's dad beating the shit out of his son. Can I play?
No, I'm playing with power.
The others find Spencer sleeping and thoroughly getting his ass kicked by Freddy. John heads to the dream world to save Spencer, followed close behind by Tracy. They find Freddy in the middle of a hardcore gaming session and try to rescue Freddy's social life. Oh, and Spencer.
Hey, you forgot the power glove.
It's all for naught, as Spencer's killed anyway.
I beat my high score.
Maggie wakes up Tracy before Freddy can slice and dice her. They drag John away, unable to wake the sumbitch up, so he's pretty much fucked.
Not again. He's not gonna get me again. Nothing is gonna make me get off this bed. Damn it! I hate this house.
While falling, John unleashes his convenient dream parachute. Freddy flies by and tells John what's really up.
Oh, do you think I'm your daddy?
But you let me live.
Only long enough for you to bring me back, my daughter.
Then he lets Johnny loose to fall to his death. Man, Freddy watches too many Saturday morning cartoons. Well, John is dying and does his best Yoda impression for his final words.
It's not a boy. It's...
Come on, we gotta get out of here! Now! Come on!
At least they don't have to explain this shit to the cops. Then Freddy blew skidoos into Maggie's noggin. Didn't know he could do that. So they return to the youth shelter, missing a few kids. Their parents are gonna be pissed. Well, actually, nobody remembers John, Carlos, and Spencer. Well, that's a relief. Later that night, Maggie finds out from her mom that she was actually adopted.
I don't know who they were. They wouldn't tell me. They have rules about no contact.
Oh, there's been contact.
I'm just going to assume you don't know what's going on here. Well, Maggie can rest easy knowing this information and dreams about fun stuff, like playing with her dad as a little girl and exploring the cellar. Oh, to be a kid again and to find your dad's torture dungeon. Great times. Freddy confirms what we already should know.
You were such a little artist.
No, it can't be.
He's Maggie's daddy. Then Freddy reveals his true ambitions.
But this isn't Springwood!
Every town has an Elm Street.
You can take the mass murder out of the street, but you can't take the street out of the mass murderer. Meanwhile, Tracy's in the middle of her dream and has a charming reunion with her father.
Come on. Give Daddy some honey. No one has to know.
Jeez, does everybody in this film have daddy issues? Tracy gets to finally unleash all those years of pent-up rage on her dear old dad. Of course, Freddy, so he tries to murder her. Yada yada yada, she burns her arms to wake up. Though Tracy wasn't the only one dreaming. This psychiatrist at the youth shelter, who literally only goes by the name Doc, has a sleep session and meets Fred here for the first time.
How about this, Doc?
It'd be hilarious if this movie ended here and cut to credits. Too bad it doesn't. Freddy almost claims another victim, but once again, denied. Doc figures out some grand plan to have Maggie enter the dream world and get Freddy out somehow so they can kill him. Whatever, they do that in pretty much all the movies. It doesn't exactly bring lasting results. Maggie goes to sleep, and she puts on the 3D glasses Doc told her to wear for no good reason. Yeah, did I mention that this movie was in 3D? But I guess they were cheap, because only the last 10 minutes are in 3D. Why did they have to make the 3D glasses a plot point? So the glasses allow her to see Freddy's fondest memories. Like that time he killed the class hamster with a mallet, or that awkward teen cutting period where he looked like Randall from Clerks and got beat up by Alice Cooper on a regular basis. Oh, and let's not forget the time he got burned alive and was given dream powers by flaming sperm. Though that one time when he killed his wife in front of Maggie was pretty touching too. Eventually she reaches Freddy and gives him a big ol' hug. Now he's on the loose somewhere in the real world. They take initiative and grab some weapons from the armory that every youth shelter has. Maggie finds her papa whimpering in a corner without a bitched up face.
I loved you. And your mother.
Maybe he's finally changed. I mean, the title Freddy's Dead could just be metaphorical, like, the old Freddy is dead, and now there's a new Freddy who's nice and won't try to kill you in your dreams.
Come to Daddy.
Oh, I guess not. Freddy chokes a bitch, but Maggie won't have that. Tracy throws Maggie a knife and some throwing stars and proceeds to ninja Freddy. This is getting more ridiculous by the second. Freddy coaxes Maggie into wearing his glove, but I don't think she uses it the way he had intended. Then Maggie impales Freddy with a pipe bomb, blowing him to Kingdom Come. Seriously? That's how they kill him off? That's the best they could come up with? Fuck this movie.
Freddy's dead.
Yeah, until the producer at New Line needs more drug money. You know, if New Line was planning on ending the Nightmare on Elm Street series by making Freddy look like a complete joke, they certainly accomplished it with this film. And how? Seriously, when you end a series, you want people to beg for more, not leave a bad taste in their mouths. Maybe if they actually put effort into Freddy's Dead, more people would have seen Wes Craven's excellent New Nightmare 3 years later. Oh well, I give Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, a lying poster out of the Power Glove. I'm gonna run by the store. Do you want anything?
Fred Heights. Don't be a pussy.